So, today I want to talk about the importance of saving money on your mortgage and what rate shopping should really look like. Okay. So, I like dealing with my clients as if they were family, right? I want to make sure that they get the best deal. I want to make sure that they are treated respectfully. I want to make sure that they, again, know what they're supposed to, what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing, what this entire process looks like, right? So, I have there's six of us. I have five siblings, right? So I take everyone on as if they were one of my five siblings. Um, Sometimes I am kind of um, a little tough. I've gotten that from my siblings a couple times, but um, I do it because I care. And so this video is just going to show you, one, I care, and two, that you need to make sure you have the right people in your corner, the right people out there looking out for you. So the first thing I would tell one of my sisters or my brother to do, let's use Bryce for example. I would tell him, hey, he comes to me, he's ready to buy a house, and say, for example, it's not something that I do. Say he wants to buy a luxury home, um, and I don't do jumbo loans. So I'll take him to someone who I know has the experience, who is experienced in doing jumbo loans and has done many of them. Um, the reason in doing that is to make sure that it's a smooth transaction. You know that this person knows what they're doing because they've seen so many of these types of loans. Um, you don't want to go to Joe, who is only doing or is only willing to do the loan because it's a almost $1 million house that he's purchasing, right? So the first thing I would do is take him to someone I know for sure can take care of him and knows what they're doing. So I'll find two of these types of people. The reason for that is because you don't want to rate shop. A lot of people have been rate shopping wrong, right? When you're rate shopping, you're supposed to do it at the same time, that you go, or you go under contract. So I'll tell my brother, hey, go get pre-approved with these two lenders, and then once he goes under contract, it'll be, hey Bryce, now you need to check to see what the rates were or will be for the purchase of this home with both of those lenders. And that's when you compare those prices. That's when you compare those rates. Because you don't want to go back and compare rates that you gotten 2-3 weeks ago to one that you just got today. The way the market is right now, the interest rates are changing ridiculously. So honestly, you want to make sure that you get the rate comparison within at least an hour, right? The next thing that I would tell him to do is to go with the person or the lender who he feels, in all honesty, it genuinely cares for him, or genuinely cares about helping him to get this loan closed. Yeah, a lender may have a lower interest rate, but if he doesn't give a rat's behind about making sure that, something that is important to my brother is taken care of, then that just messes up the whole experience. And what I feel is that the buying home experience should be as smooth as it can possibly be. But also, you want someone that is going to make sure that they have your best interests at heart. You don't want a lender who's out there going and doing shady stuff. Let's just call it like it is, doing anything shady. You don't want a lender who's saying that they can get you a 5% interest rate, but that rate that they're showing on that loan summary or in that loan estimate is from doing a 15-day lock instead of a 30-day lock. There's a difference between what pricing or what interest rate you can get based on your lock period. If you lock in a shorter time period, then you're likely to get the better interest rate. A lot of borrowers do not know this. So you don't want a lender that is going to act like they are going to give you the better interest rate, but in reality, they can't, because they're showing you a interest rate for a 15-day lock. Well, it takes at least 30, 45 days to close on a mortgage. So how are you going to still get that interest rate from that 15-day lock compared to the interest rate that I need or I will be locked in at for closing? It's not possible. And, a lender might say, well, we do the 15-day lock because it does give you the better interest rate, and we'll lock your rate 15 days out from closing. Well, 15 days out from closing, that interest rate is still not sure. It's still not guaranteed to get that same interest rate that you are giving me today. So that's another thing that you want to look out for. Make sure you're not getting stuck with a lender who is basically just trying to scam you and hold on to you, hold you hostage, so that, or hold you hostage with an interest rate that looks pretty, but in the end, you end up getting stuck because the lender, they promise you this rate, and 15 days out, it's much higher than what you thought it would be. And now you're looking at a high interest rate, and now you got to go find somebody who, one, will listen to you, and two, will give you, or will be honest with you, and will give you a better interest rate. Another thing with locking in your interest rates, whenever a loan summary or a loan estimate is sent out, you want to check that little box at the top right-hand corner to see if that's showing a locked interest rate. If it's not, then that means your interest rate that is being shown in that corner there is not being locked in. Is not locked in. You don't have that interest rate. Yeah, the lender might say, I can get you a 6% interest rate and show you a loan summary with that interest rate there, or a loan estimate with that interest rate there. But if it's not locked in, then that means nothing. You want to make sure to get a loan estimate showing that locked in interest rate. Don't get caught up with a lender who is showing you a better interest rate, but in all reality, it's for a shorter locked period, or they have a lower interest rate, but at that time, but the interest rate still isn't locked in, and you get stabbed in the back later on or caught up with seeing, or later on, once the interest rate is locked in, you get caught up and you see that in all reality, you're not getting what you expected to get. So that's just something to be aware of. I'm always happy to look at loan estimates, loan summaries, to compare, to make sure that, if you feel like your lender isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing to advocate for you and be honest with you and not trying to con you, basically. I would love to look at your loan summary, loan quote, and make sure everything does line up with what they're telling you. And I have no issue with calling them out on their BS. So you can text me, 984-833-8027, and send that over to me, and I just look at it for you for free.